All right, what's up? I'm Hunter Hornstein. That is Ryan Moore. And
the captains walk the plank. I'm Ryan Cannella. That's Hunter Hornstein. We're here at RipTydz Oceanfront Grill and Rooftop Bar.
all right, we're back. Another episode of Behind the Seams, and we are joined by a very special guest. He crashed the intro, he's crashing the set, and he's crashing this episode of Behind the Seams. That is Ryan Cannella, Assistant General Manager of Sales here with the Pelicans. Ryan Moore has other business to attend to. So we've got another Ryan. We just swapping out Ryans here on this next episode. What's up, Cannella?
What's happening? Is that all? Is that just say hello? Like, I don't know what to do next. New here. Sorry, I'll get better as we go. I promise. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe you stop watching. We'll keep it going.
It's good to see you again, my friend. You're typically on the other side of the camera, too. You're in that executive producer wing, so you actually get to enjoy now the spoils of this show. That drink there you got. Yeah. How we feeling with that?
That plays very enjoyable. Like the little the straw play we got today. Not normally so fancy up top, and super refreshing. Warms me up a little bit. I mean, it's sunny out, a little chilly, a little windy, but it's still nice up here.
It's a winter's day here at the Grand Strand, Myrtle Beach.
If you can call it that. Sorry to you folks up in Chicago.
Yeah,
How much snow have you shoveled this past couple weeks?
Yeah, if you're digging yourself out of snow right now, apologies. No clouds, sunny, and the ocean's right there. Sorry about it. Before we get going into our questions, because we do have some good questions, we had some people know that you were going to be a guest on this show, so they have specific questions for you. But for everyone else who is super surprised to see you sitting here, why don't you tell the people a little bit about yourself, your story, who you are, and why they should continue watching this episode right now.
Yeah, from Colorado. Moved here in 2015 to the good old beach, Myrtle, along with a lot of other folks on our staff. My responsibilities with the team are helping our sales team and our fans find the right fit for them ticket-wise at the ballpark and fill the stadium and then connect our fans with our partners along the beach. So really enjoy getting to know a lot of people here at the beach, get to know the area, become part of the community, and get to know a lot of people along the Grand Strand. So it's been fun to not only get to know our fans, but get to know the businesses on the beach that keep this place going and create a lot of fun for our tourists that come from all over the world to visit this little slice of heaven we got here.
So you talked about those businesses, one of those businesses being RipTydz. You're the architect behind basically this entire partnership and this whole show of us getting this thing off the ground. Give us a quick snapshot on the process of that, how you made your relationship with the good folks here, and now we're in like the middle of season 2, and this is a show that's going to go all season long as well. It's really grown, and that is a testament to one, relationship building, and then also just finding the right partners and a natural fit as to what we do at the Pelicans.
Yeah, I mean, shout out to Dave, our boy Dave, running RipTydz here.
Dave.
Love Dave.
Dave's a good guy.
Best guy on the beach. It was just really getting to know him and kind of learning what they do here at the restaurant to provide a really cool experience for their guests. And a lot of like what we do at the ballpark, providing a fun, enjoyable experience at the stadium is a lot of what they do here, right? It's a lot more than just eating and getting some drinks and that's it. This is a heck of a venue if you haven't been here. 3 stories, multiple views of the ocean, a lot going on, cornhole boards, massive Adirondack chairs to get to enjoy. So it's not just your typical dining experience, and kind of getting to know that process and connecting it to what we do at the beach, at the ballpark. It was just kind of putting the two and two together. So understanding those goals, wanting to find a creative way to show off this place and show off what we do at the ballpark to kind of tie it all together. But really looking forward to as well the brand new way that we'll be bringing the RipTydz to the ballpark this summer, which I think will be just something our fans are not expecting, and really take our experience at the ballpark to another level too.
All right, let's get into this. We have some questions. I know you've seen the show before. You're on the other side of it. This time, though, you're on the hot seat. So we'll get right into our questions. And, folks, you can always send us your questions, too, directly. You can do it Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and we'll throw down Cannella's handle like we do with Captain Armour. We'll do it for the doc, and you can hit him up directly. All right, let's start off with Marcellus from the War Room. Oh, this is a guy from
Sally.
your department.
Sally.
He wants to know, what is the most memorable experience that you've had here at Pelicans Ballpark so far?
Not sure if we'll be able to use this or not, so we might have to come back and cut this out. My most memorable doesn't actually come from a Pelicans baseball game, but we had the opportunity to put on a concert at the ballpark. We had to put out on a giant stage. You would think a stage, right, like comes in these giant squares, like fairly easy to put together.
It's like Legos, essentially.
Yeah, like
just snap them together, put it up, and we're ready to rock and roll.
Like, how many pieces can a stage come into? Well, we showed up, I think about noon. Staff showed up about noon. The stage was supposed to have been basically put together at this point in time. And walking into the ballpark, I knew we were in for a real interesting day when the guys had basically just shown up and didn't really seem to have any idea what they were doing when it came to putting the stage together. Had a long way to go for a concert that was taking off in a few hours. And not long after I got there, the team president, Andy Milovich at the time, rang the alarm bell and called the entire staff out to the center field, where we spent a few minutes watching Andy talk to these two gentlemen, which no fault of their own, just were told
they were they were not set up for success.
No.
It was almost like they just picked them out of the crowd and they said, "Hey, we need you to show up at this ballpark and build this thing," and they had no instruction at all, and it was just figure it out.
Yep.
No fault of their own.
Exactly.
Just very ill prepared and all shambly.
Yeah. Not a great experience for them either. I'm sure they would probably go back and say they wish they didn't have to do that. And this is just the start of the evening. So we finally get this whole stage and everything put together. Concert happens. We're all, plenty frustrated after getting this concert done. It's been a long night. It's about 10:30, 11 o'clock. Tent company's supposed to be there to take this giant tent down. They're not there. We give them a little bit of time. Like, we torn down the ballpark, cleaned up, gotten everything done we need to get done. This tent is still up in center field.
It's late, too.
Late.
It's also the end of a very long day. It's time to go home.
Yes. Everybody's ready to leave. So finally we decide to get the entire staff to stand along and grab a pole along this, like, 30-foot by 15-foot tent and just carry it out the back of the ballpark and drop it in the parking lot. Thing barely fit through the back gate. And while it was not a Pelicans game, not necessarily the most enjoyable experience, I will never forget that.
Absolutely one of those other duties as assigned sort of deals. And that's kind of what you sign up for. It's like, we don't just do the baseball games. We're basically an event company almost, because the ballpark gets used for so many different things. And sometimes those events aren't really well planned out, and it falls on us. And
you FITFO.
Yeah, you FITFO it. You figure it out, and that's when you're in the trenches. That's when you look to your left and right, and you know who you're.
It's a
who
whole
you're going
other
to battle with.
form of team bonding right there.
I remember that. Yeah, that was quite the day. Good question, Marcellus. All right, let's go. We're on Twitter now. Jeffrey from Twitter. Who has the best Microsoft Paint skills in the office?
That's a great question. I mean, we haven't seen anybody else's attempt at Microsoft Paint, so we don't really truly know the answer to that question.
Jeffrey does know that you have quite the I'm not going to say it's I'm going to say it's unusual skill, but it's definitely a skill.
Pretty useless, but hey.
Yeah, that's a better U word.
Like,
useless.
at what point do computers even have, like, when you buy one, does it come with Microsoft Paint anymore? Is that even an option?
You have to download it. You have to buy it and download it.
It's not even a program that's created.
If you have not seen Ryan Cannella's paint skills on Twitter, and it has graced our feeds from time to time, do so. Yeah, check that out.
Thank you. I enjoy doing it. It's fun. I can't figure out all the buttons on Photoshop, so I have to resort to Microsoft Paint. Photoshop's overwhelming. Paint's colors and lines. That's all you got.
That's all you need. If you have a photo of yours that you want Cannella to recreate in Paint,
send your Twitter, Avi, to the Pelicans, I will recreate it for you in Microsoft Paint.
There you go. Right there. We'll put his handle down there below as well. All right.
I hope I don't regret the number of those.
You're going to get so many. All right. Now we're going over to Instagram. Dalen0629 wants to know, who is your favorite MLB player?
Active or all time?
It just says, who's your favorite MLB player?
All right. I'll do both. Active, I love Cedric Mullins. I love everything he's got going on. He's got the story of fighting to get to the league. He's a smaller guy in stature, so he's had to do a lot to get there, and he's been really successful, fun to watch, and just seems to be all around a fantastic human being.
Big Oriole guy, too, by the way.
Big Oriole guy, so you're getting nothing from Orioles out of me.
Family's from Maryland. I know we're a Cubs affiliate. We like the Cubs. Go Cubs. His family's from Maryland.
Although, also a big Stroman guy. Marcus Stroman's awesome. You can't not like Marcus Stroman.
Brand new Cub.
All time is the Iron Man, Cal Ripken Jr., and Adam Jones is very close, but Cal Ripken Jr. was always fun to watch. Want to name my first son after you, Cal. Shouts to you, buddy.
Would you make Cal Ripken your godfather, the godfather of your child? Would you extend
100%.
that offer?
Absolutely. Absolutely, without question. I hope my son can be half the third baseman that man was.
What if your son grows up and is like, I hate third base. I hate baseball.
I couldn't field a ground ball to save my life either, so I get it.
What do you do if he says yes? Because if you ask, you know it's a long shot. But what happens if he does somehow respond to you and he's like, yeah, let's talk?
I think it's in my son's right that I just die immediately. I give my son the opportunity to be Cal Ripken's actual son. I think it's my responsibility as a father to just go ahead and end it. I mean, is that wrong?
Oh man, this is where we find out if your wife watched this episode. Let's see, favorite Major League player.
That took a dark turn.
Well, I mean, Cal Ripken Jr. is if he's going to be the godfather of your kid, that's a pretty good one to have.
Yeah.
Favorite all time is Tim Salmon for me. Tim Salmon's my guy. Grew up watching him, obviously with the Angels. I think in a previous episode we've talked about Tim Salmon. He's the reason why I was okay playing right field in Little League before I realized that the reason why I was being stuck in right field and the reason why the coach was so excited that I wanted to go right field was because I stunk.
No. You were the closest to Tim Salmon on the team.
But that's why I was like, oh, yeah, I'll play right. And everyone's like, whew, thank God.
We didn't have to force him out there. He volunteered himself. There we go.
I would say right now, I don't know. I don't know if I have a true favorite currently. I feel like everyone says Mike Trout. I think
it's fair.
I think it's just fun to watch him play.
Yeah.
I love watching Tatis play and these young guys that are taking over the league now.
It's just that energy that they bring.
Yeah, that's what I can get behind.
There's a lot more there's a lot more characters I feel like in today's game than there have been.
Yeah, growing up, I really loved Miguel Tejada.
Yeah.
And a lot of that was because, I mean, he was pumping his fists, he was yelling, and he was just playing with that flair and that energy.
Yep. The more energy, the better.
More energy, the better.
Bring your characters, be yourself out there. Bring your own flair of the game. That's what people want to see.
Absolutely. Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe this year's the year when I finally pick a guy that I stick with. Moving right along. Good question. So we have our first question, and this is via Twitter, our first question from an actual team. This is from a different team, all right? So I'm going to let you guess who this... I'm going to ask the question, and I'm going to let you guess who the team is. We would like an in-depth discussion on the Cincinnati Bengals and absolutely zero other AFC North teams, please.
Do I have to guess who it is? Can we just skip this altogether?
I feel like you know who it is, though.
Yeah, I feel like
we're not talking about the Bengals, by the way.
Yeah, we're not going to do that. Just disregard that. But I think I'm going to go our boy just up north here, Austin and Danville.
Yep, the Danville Otterbots, just up the road a little bit. We're not going to talk about the Bengals. And if there's...
Although they are cool. I just hate it.
It's awful.
It so much.
We've established that. Ravens, Steelers have to watch the reign of terror from Joe Burrow now for the next 10 years, but that's okay. So, Austin, we acknowledged you, but we're not
on to the next
answering
one.
that question.
Sorry.
Not happening. Go check out the Otterbots, though, after you check out the Pelicans. The goal is to come down to RipTydz and have a great time, and then at the end of the night, come on over up the street just a couple of blocks to Pelicans Ballpark and come say what's up. You can see Ryan Cannella there. He will be there. Ryan Moore will be there. And come hang out in the new, it hasn't been named yet, right? The new left field area?
We're still working on that, so send us your options, send us your names. We're open to suggestions.
It is going to be sponsored, though, by RipTydz Oceanfront Grill Rooftop Bar.
So you got to work that in there somewhere.
Yeah, it's a really cool vibe that we've got up here, and that's what we're replicating at the ballpark. And we have the beach behind us, but you'll also have the beach at the ballpark behind us, and then instead of the ocean, you'll see the Pelicans playing ball on the diamond. So a lot of fun stuff coming up. We've got a couple more episodes. What is this? This is our March episode, so the next time you see us,
we're getting ready for opening day.
It's baseball time. It's baseball season. So this is, I think, the final episode of the off season, and then once we get into to next month's episode, that'll be season 3, and we are in season, and away we go. The off season attire will disappear. We'll be back in shorts and flowery shirts.
Pat flips and flip flops, baby.
And it'll be a lot of fun. Ryan Cannella, thank you so much for pinch hitting.
Thank you.
For Captain R. Moore.
Thanks for the opportunity.
That is Ryan Cannella. You can hit him up on Twitter at drcannella, Cannella. I'm Hunter Hornstein. This has been another episode of Behind the Seams presented by RipTydz Oceanfront Grill and Rooftop Bar.